Details involving the deadly mass shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis. Children as young as pre-kindergarten were worshiping inside their church sanctuary next door to their school this morning when police say a shooter fired dozens of rounds at them from outside of the church, shattering the windows.
Officials say 2 children, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, were killed. At least 14 other kids were hurt. 3 adults were among the injured. You are looking at some of the heartbreaking scenes just outside a reunification center near the school. Our producers on the ground say they've heard screaming echoing out from the halls after parents rushed in. We're also hearing from survivors, including a 5th grader, just 10 years old, describing the moment shots first rang out.
It was like shots fired, and then we kind of like got under the pews. It kind of, they shot through the stained glass windows, I think, and it was really scary.
Yeah. What did you do after that?
Well, we waited like 10 to 5 minutes, I don't really know, and then we went to the gym, and then the doors locked just to make sure he didn't come, and we waited in the gym for more news, and everyone was okay, or most people were okay.
Who are you?
My friend got hit in the back.
Did he go to the hospital?
Yeah, he went to the hospital.
What went through your mind when you saw that?
I was super scared for him, but I think now he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, did you get reunited with your parents?
Yeah, my mom was waiting outside of the church when it happened.
Yeah.
And then
what was it like seeing her?
I was super happy because, like, I was scared that I wasn't going to see her because I didn't know what was happening, really. I was just in shock.
And was it behind you where it was happening, or in front of you, just kind of?
It was, like, right beside me. I was, like, 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were, like, the shots were, like, right next to me.
That's scary.
Yeah.
You went under the pew after that happened?
Yeah. And
Is that what everyone tried to do?
I think I got, like, gunpowder on my neck.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
When you heard the shots, what went through your head?
I was like, the first one, I was like, what is that? I thought it was just something. Then when I heard it again, I just ran under the pew. And then I covered my head. My friend Victor, like, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Your friend laid on top of you?
Yeah, and he got hit.
Is this something that you've practiced before?
Yeah, we practice it, like, every month, or I don't know. But, yeah, we've never practiced it in the church, though.
Mm-hmm.
Only in school, so it was way different.
Mm-hmm.
Was your mom super happy to see you?
Yeah.
Give you a big hug?
Mm-hmm.
What was that hug like?
I just felt like relieved, kind of.
Yeah.
I was very happy.
You're really brave, you know that?
Yeah.
Did you have any brothers and sisters there, or was it just you?
Oh, my brother's in the sophomore year of De La Salle. He used to go to Annunciation. He got out early because of it.
You guys were at, like, the mass that they do at the beginning of school?
And then it was like maybe like 3 minutes in, the first shot fired. And then the police were really good because they showed up really quick.
Yeah.
And did everybody try to make you feel safe?
Yeah.
But it has to be probably the scariest thing of your life.
Yeah, it was super scary.
What do you want to say to your friend who helped protect you?
He's really brave, and I hope he's good in the hospital.
And what do you want to say to everyone that had to go to the hospital?
I hope you're okay, and I'm praying for you.
And there are young children who are recovering right now. We just got an update from Hennepin Medical Center, Hennepin Healthcare, I should say. Patients there as young as 6 years old being treated, between ages of 6 to 14 years old, 10 patients being treated at Hennepin Healthcare as we speak. We're, of course, working to get updates on their condition. Let's get some analysis now and the latest details from CNN Chief Law Enforcement and Intelligence Analyst John Miller, who's gathering details from his sources. John, what's the latest that you're hearing?
Well, police have identified the shooter, and they have identified the shooter through the investigation. What they have not done is officially identified the shooter to us, but what I am being told by law enforcement sources is that he's been identified based on the car he came in, based on other information they have. He has no extensive police record. He's not somebody the police had on their radar. But they are looking at some online postings, purportedly from the same individual. And these talk about, these are basically notes to friends and families where he talks about the pain he's been living in, that he doesn't want to live in pain anymore, that he knows what he is going to do is going to upset many people, his friends, his family. But he has to do this. He indicates in the same writings that he intends to take his life at the same time. So we are beginning to get a little bit of a window that is similar to other things we've seen before in terms of messages left behind, which was referred to by Chief O'Hara obliquely. We're looking into a motive from things left behind, is what he said during the press conference. That'll develop through the day. In the meantime, they're doing many other things to develop that richer picture. And I believe that one of the reasons from a law enforcement standpoint that they have not released the name, even though they know the identity, is that they are trying to give themselves room to find those social media platforms, to be able to lock those down so that they're not available to the general public and the media, to be able to find where he's been putting his head down in terms of a residence and any other locations where they're going to want to do a search warrant without having a whole lot of people breathing down their necks. So I think we're going to have this identity released by police a little bit later in the day. In the meantime, we're doing some of what they're doing, which is looking into background and trying to put sense, which we will not be able to do, to what is clearly a senseless act.
No, we will not be able to do that. Juliette Kayyem, you're with us as well. I mean, as John is detailing what we're learning there about the shooter, I mean, talking about living in pain. A lot of people live in pain. They don't inflict it like this on other people. What are you looking for at this point?
So on the shooter side, of course, is two things. One is access to the weaponry. It's a lot of weaponry, a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. Access to it. Did people know that he had a propensity to violence? What was his network like? And therefore, of course, what was he telling people in these missives or whatever they are, that he's talking about his own distress that John Miller is reporting about. And that's gonna sort of connect motive and means, right? It's gonna connect sort of how did he do this and why did he do this, which is important regardless of whether there's a future prosecution, because we are learning, and the FBI is really at the forefront of a lot of this, that we can stop mass shootings if we're looking for the right things, right? And that a lot of that is these clues and these statements made by the shooters at telling people that they are about to do something that is going to harm others. So that's the first piece. The second is, we have a tendency to sort of, I don't mean this harshly, but there's 2 children dead. We're looking at a number of them critically injured, but we don't talk enough about the societal impact of gun violence on the community at large. And so we interviewed this young boy. I mean, he's going to have that fear and that tension and that sense of what happened today for the rest of his life. There are concentric circles, and we're just starting to get a handle of those societal impacts. I want to draw you to a press conference earlier this morning. You saw the chief of the emergency room talk about these bodies coming in, most of them juvenile bodies, so under 14 years old. He did not talk about the nature of the gunshot wounds, but this is serious weaponry. This is traumatic for a medical community. And when a reporter asked the doctor how he was doing, he also seemed to Psy, it's their second mass shooting in as many days. And so these impacts that are not as horrible as death or being a shooting victim are things that our society also suffers each time one of these things happens.
Yeah, undoubtedly. And it's especially startling when you hear a 10-year-old, like we just did a few moments ago, describing what they saw, saying things that no child should ever have to say, and enduring things that no child ever should.